Oh wait, there's so many. What? Nomads. What? Oh, I love this guy so much. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben and today I'll be reacting to The Legend of Korra Season 1 Episode 2. Now after the first episode, I am so excited to just get into this show now more, because just seeing the world building that the first one did already got me hooked. Just seeing the style of it being a more modernized world of Avatar while still feeling like Avatar, love that. But then the biggest thing is probably the storyline that we've got, that there is a political divide between the people of Republic City where it's bending supremacy, basically. That is such an interesting concept to go down, and the villain would have to be a non-bender. So that makes me so excited, because this show's done incredible with just doing non-benders to begin with. So actually having one as a villain for the Avatar seems insane, and I cannot wait to see how that will progress. And then of course I do like the actual star of the show, Korra. Does seem like an interesting character, very fun and just lively and energetic. Looking forward to seeing her journey to master airbending now that she's got all the others, and also get into the more spiritual side of things. But I think it's going to be a very different story for her than Aang. Basically, with her just having to fit into a more publicized world, where at the end it was basically showing her at this, like, standing in front of a crowd of news reporters. Aang never did that. It's such a different environment. She's basically born into a presidential position. Aang was just the hero of the world and meant to keep balance. And they've sort of twisted that, and now it's a more different type of authority, which we now get to follow and see how she fits into. That I think is going to be very interesting, and I'm super looking forward to seeing what this show ends up doing with it. But yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. And if you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, the link will be in the description. Over there I'm uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. With that said, let's just dive on in. I love seeing the sky bisons again. And that one looks more, doesn't look like the same as Appa as well. It looks like almost reddish or brownish.
That sport is a mockery of the noble tradition of bending.
Come on, Tenzin.
So you don't like the oh wait, there's so many. What? Nomads, what? It's not just his family?
So for the time being, I want you to remain on the island.
Is that why you're keeping the White Lotus sentries around to watch my every move?
Oh, sentries? What's become of the White Lotus? This doesn't feel right. They're just basically Secret Service now.
Free from any distractions.
All right. You're the master.
I mean, I get it. That's probably how you would do air bending, because of the whole air nomad thing. Being distracted is definitely of the world compared to Air Nation stuff. So Lemur!
But every single time I've tried airbending, nothing.
That's perfectly all right. We just need to be patient.
So fire came easy to her, but not airbending. Could that just be Aang-like situation? Because he was born with it and had it for so long, and maybe like the balance of the world and how it's kind of depleted, so it become hard for the next Avatar? Ah, she got her own little cheerleaders.
The goal is to weave your way through the gates and make it to the other side without touching them.
Cool.
Janora forgot to say you have to make it through while the gates are spinning.
Ah! Did Aang ever do this? This looks cool. That's fast. And without ever touching the plates.
The key is to be like the leaf.
This is so cool. I love this.
Flow.
Just to flow with the air.
Janora will demonstrate.
Love that so much.
Airbending is all about spiral movements.
And actually, not just like flying through it or floating through it, but actually having to step through it. That is awesome. Love this. And I just love the 3D animation. It's gotten a lot more. Immediately now. This is meant to be like the first step. Made it through, but they kind of did it for her. Oh no, she didn't even make it through, she got bounced backwards.
Don't force your way through!
So she's just trying to force herself through it.
It's the wind!
She keeps going to a fighting stance. No, she's trying to fight through it. Oh, you can even see multiple sky bison. Okay, love this.
The best in the world continue their quest for a spot in the upcoming championship.
I love that they have this type of radio. It's the aesthetic. Love it.
Because this next match is gonna be a doozy.
So they have a sport for bending. That's cool.
Clock is winding down. Can Yomo hold on? He's teetering on the edge of the ring now.
I don't know what's happening. I got cut.
Korra, come down here, please. I thought I made myself clear. I don't want you listening to this distracting nonsense.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you clearly haven't done well with airbending, so maybe this is like why you can't do it.
You know what I meant. Anyway, shouldn't you be in bed by now?
I love how grumpy he is. She'd be so annoying to like sit with and meditate. So many noises.
For air is the element of freedom.
Yeah, you're telling me to embrace freedom, but you won't even let me listen to the radio.
Oh, this could be something.
Look at Milo. He's able to meditate peacefully.
He's asleep.
Actually, I think he's asleep.
Well, at least he has the relaxing part down.
Aw.
I know you're frustrated, but these teachings will sink in over time. Then, one day, they'll just click.
Maybe this is the cost of her learning the others so quickly. Because I'm thinking the basics of waterbending sort of go with airbending. But does she not have the basics or like that understand just because she could do it from the start? So she wouldn't understand how to do the one that's most similar to it because she doesn't understand like the basics behind the ones that she does have. But we know that she's mastered them. Then it's weird. I don't know. I feel like she should be able to get airbending from just being a waterbender. It's interesting though that she can't. And there is like a block there. I love the aesthetic of this show. It feels so weird but still in line with Avatar. So they put this whole beautiful place for a sport. It looks like a castle or like a palace. I'm still not over that they have pipes in like Avatar now and like that would have wires, gas in it, water. A gym? So yeah, this is the sport place. Why is it such a pretty building though?
I was just looking for a bathroom and I got lost.
Ah, the old I had to pee excuse.
No, wait!
There you are. I've been looking everywhere for you.
Oh, can help her?
Yeah, I'm with him.
So, you see, we're together.
Well, not together, more like...
Oh, what is this guy doing? No.
I didn't mean to imply.
Oh, you implied it.
Best seats in the house, huh?
Whoa. Unbelievable.
Okay, that was a cool zoom out shot.
More amazing than I imagined.
Name's Bolin, by the way.
Korra.
Berlin. Okay, new characters, cool.
You have to stop bringing your crazy fangirls in here before the matches.
Come on, Mako.
Mako.
Promised her she could stay, but man, I got a good feeling. There's something special about her.
Yeah, she's the Avatar. You probably recognize her from the news. We can't place it.
Wow, I heard you play on the radio.
And he does not care.
I gotta go. Wish me luck. Not that I'll need it.
Good luck. Knock him out.
We're going to introduce us to the third guy on the team. Okay. So what is this sport? How does this work? I could not picture it from the radio. Fire ferret, really?
Came from out of nowhere and have made it further than anyone expected this season. But tonight, they face their toughest test yet, folks.
What's the name of the other one? You got a flaming rodent versus someone else.
Waste no time trying to blast each other out of Zone 1.
Okay, so it's just like, okay, this is cool. So it's just full-on combat.
While Mako showcases his trademark cool under fire style.
I mean, this is a cool way to keep, like, combative bending alive, actually having a sport out of it.
Dillo's score with a walloping 1-2 combo.
What do you say, tiger hippos?
Guess not. Mako's over the line.
Oh, okay, so it is about pushing them back. I like this. There's actually a structure to this game.
Looks like Hasuk's in trouble.
They're losing really badly.
And Hasuk
And
takes
gone.
a dip. He'll be back for round.
But still, this building is so beautiful. Was this just made for this sport? How much money does this place have?
Round one goes to the Golden Temple Tigadillo.
Tigadillo, that's what it is. Tigadillo. So they've got tigers and you've just got a ferret. Nothing wrong with ferrets, but you can, when comparing them, tiger, ferret, which is scarier?
Tigadillo's advance.
I do like how like aggressive this is. This is just fun. We're shoving rocks at them.
Fire Ferret cinched the round in the closing second.
Yeah, who came up with the name? I can't get over the name Fire Ferret.
And now he tumbles right into his teammates. He and Bolin better untangle quick if they don't want to.
And both down.
He's bobbing and weaving. He's weaving and bobbing. But
Oh.
if Mako's knocked out, the Ferret's fabulous season is over.
I didn't even see what bending he does. What was the other one doing? I'm really lost. I don't know what other bending they were doing.
It seems his plan is to let the Tigadillos punch themselves out.
Okay, he's fire.
His plan is working.
I'm always getting lost and thinking they're all like avatars at the minute. There's so much going on.
And Mako is on the offensive.
Okay, yeah, fully fire bending.
It's one-on-one, and it's an
This
earthly
guy-
blast.
Is this guy really gonna do it?
There's so much smoke.
Can he go further? Oh.
I can't even see where the Fire Ferret is.
Ah, he can go further. Nice. Why do you need the others on your team if you can do all it by yourself?
Mako pulls off the upset of the season, winning the match for the Fire Ferret.
2 points. Cool. I mean, what?
So, what'd you think, Korra? Bolin's got some moves.
Yeah, I think she's impressed by someone else at the minute.
Especially you, Mr. Hat Trick.
Oh, you're still here?
Oh, you're still a jerk? Think you could show me a few tricks?
Absolutely.
Interesting. So can she learn through this sort of fighting thing?
I'm just not sure how my earthbending would translate to your water.
Earthbending.
We'll figure it out.
Won't be a problem. I'm actually an earthbender.
Nah.
I'm sorry. No. I didn't mean to assume. Because I was just figuring.
Oh dear. Just say it.
I'm very confused right now.
Come on, dear me. Do you not like reading
You're
newspaper?
the Avatar, and I'm an idiot. No way.
The Avatar.
Okay, I love how that just switched up. You had them being the celebrities, only just to change to Korra.
That was great.
How'd this work on the team then, if she can just use everything, right?
Not so upright and flat-footed. Stay light on your toes, right up until the moment when you need to dig in.
Okay, I like this. So you can't actually, so earthbending can't just stay still. They have to be able to move. That's cool.
Let me try it again.
Okay, that is cool. Just a whole different technique.
What's it take to impress this guy?
What? I said not bad.
It just seems miserable.
See you upstairs, bro.
Upstairs? You guys live here?
Yep. In the attic. It's nothing fancy.
Oh, well, that might be why the place was so fancy that you actually had the teams living there, but I guess not. It's just an attic. Okay, I do like how this is creating different like styles of bending and how it's moving. Toph was always planted and you wouldn't move her, but in this scenario, you would have to move. Hey, no! Why? Oh, that's dreadful. Faces. That's not good.
2,000-year-old historical treasure. What is wrong with you?
Oh no.
There's nothing
That was 2,000 years old. You destroyed that, really? And
like you taught me, but it isn't sinking.
no remorse? Come on, please.
Maybe the problem isn't me. Maybe the reason I haven't learned airbending yet is because you're a terrible teacher.
Stupid. Why do that? Why insult him?
Yeah, you're a terrible teacher, Daddy.
No, don't. Oh, dear. Oh, Nanny's going on destroying the other stuff as well. At least you have two kids that are like just helpful. But yeah, 2,000-year-old artifact destroyed. That's not great. I mean, maybe you shouldn't have used it on Korra. Maybe give her like a new one that you can make and then save the nice one.
Best thing you can do right now is to give Korra some space.
You must promise me that your teenage years won't be like...
I will make no such promises.
Oh, they're already afraid.
Guys look like you lost already.
We might as well have.
This looks a no-good, no-show.
Ah, you lost a team member. Well, just use Korra.
The rules say you can only compete on one team.
Well, then, how about me?
Thank you.
It isn't
Would it be?
cheating if I only do waterbending.
No way. I'd rather forfeit than look like a fool out there.
Why would you do like a fool? I mean, I get that maybe she's a whole lot more powerful.
We are?
Yes!
Hey, I didn't agree to this.
You can thank me later.
Okay, this could be interesting. Like, no, I think it's not. Yeah, no, the Avatar's not like just super powerful at every bending. It's because you had Toph, who was more powerful than Aang at earth bending and metal bending. So this should be quite even.
Try not to get knocked off the ring.
You got it, Captain.
Okay. Do people know who she is? I feel like she would be a target. You can do that!
Man overboard!
Fire ferret, waterbender, penalty. Move back one.
No, you can't do that. You need to push them backwards, not over the side.
Only allowed to knock players off the back of the ring, not over the side.
Why didn't you tell her the rules before this? That guy's gonna hate you now.
One player knows what she's doing.
Foul! Over the line. Move back to zone 3.
This is not going well. Okay, yeah, I get what he means now about looking the fool.
The Platypus Bears take round 1.
Platypus bears, again.
The Platypus Bears know a green player when they see one, and they are focusing the brunt of their bending on this.
Yeah, they're just going for her now. Can't the other two use that? No!
Wait a minute, did that waterbender just earth bend?
Why? Okay, that anger is definitely an issue here. That's probably not doing good
I
for
think.
bending. Did that guy just say I think?
Pardon me, everyone, but
there's
have
no
you seen
way.
Korra this evening?
Wait for it.
Gotta be kidding me. She's the Avatar,
What's
folks.
this? What?
Playing in a pro bending. That.
I'll get her myself.
Oh dear. Oh, ooh, even the air moves. Okay, love this.
So long as she solely bends water.
Yeah, we're gonna target her though.
This girl may be the Avatar,
Can't they
but she's
use-
no pro bender, and the
Yeah.
Platypus Bears are intent on exploiting.
Can't they use that against them? It means that the other two are completely free to attack however they want.
Oh, hey.
He looks so menacing.
Once again, you have flagrantly disobeyed my orders. You were to stay on the island. Let's go.
No.
Yeah, maybe it's because she has a team now. That'd be something that helps, that she's not alone, that she's helping people. Could that be help with airbending?
You know, I'm beginning to think there's a reason I haven't been able to learn it.
Yeah, what is it?
Because
What is it?
maybe I don't even need it.
No, you definitely need it. Don't think that. No. You need all four.
Tar needs to learn airbending. It is not optional.
This is what I need to learn.
No.
Modern styles of...
No, you don't.
When will you learn that?
He's right.
I have
Tamsin's
a
right.
match to go finish.
No, don't like this. No. Very stubborn. There's a lot of qualities in her. The stubbornness and the anger and That sort of thing. That's what he was blocking her from doing it, like air bending. That's nothing that Aang had.
Edge of Zone 1, unable to come to the Avatar's rescue. And boy, does she need it.
Ah, yeah. Can you stay and watch?
It's like the Avatar's pro-bending debut is going to be cut short.
What are you thinking? Can you even train this?
The water
Oh!
is calling her name.
Dodged! Avoid and evade!
Time before. Hold the phone. Stop the presses.
Oh.
She's still in the game.
Okay, so this did fix it. Kind of. What does this mean? It means that I feel like Tanzan was still right though, but now this means that she was right that do this. Still has the anger and the impatience and stuff. That hasn't been worked on yet. She's now able to airbend. Or at least start it. Okay, not airbending yet, but you're still doing the avoiding and the evading sort of thing. So you've started. That means even though you were kind of mean, you were proven right. And off. Feel like you still lost a load of points though. Would this mean win or just even?
Knockout. Woo! The fire.
Oh, I love this guy so much. He has like bursts of like Aang in him and then it just stops.
Place in the championship tournament. I cannot believe it.
Really?
Korra, what can I say? You really came alive in that last round.
Okay, actually a compliment.
But I can't take all the credit. Someone else taught me those moves.
Yes, you are learning. You still have the anger, which destroyed this beautiful thing. So that needs working on.
I was really frustrated with myself, and I took it out on you.
Yeah, but you were right in the end, because you did.
Do an apology too. To you about patience, but I lost mine.
Okay, both of you will. Like that better. Like that more, yes.
You were really good out there tonight. You moved just like an airbender.
You got her the basics, but then she got into the situation where she could use it. She could not use the basics here. Oh, I really like that relationship.
And by the way, I kind of permanently joined the Fire Ferrets, and we're playing in the tournament in a couple of weeks.
Oh, I love him. You know what? He looks so done with her. So you live at the top of this thing? That's quite awesome. Is there a romance? Is that what they're doing? It's already setting up a romantic relationship between them? Or is she just looking at the like tournament? Or I don't know. I feel like maybe there's chemistry between her and Mako. That seems like what it's setting up. But it also could just be Korra wanting to go back to the tournament. Mako has no other reason to look at the air temple thing other than Korra. Then of course you have Bolin, who seems to be kind of liking her, but I guess he would just like anyone that was a fan of his. Okay, this episode was also really fun. I do think this was a more slow burner type episode because again, it didn't deal much with world building or the villain from the last episode. It focused more on I'm gonna keep calling her Katara, Korra, and her airbending training. I do like that she's getting that focus, and we're getting to understand what's going on there. Because it seems weird that the born waterbender, would find airbending the most difficult, but it's her impatience. So maybe it's not just what bending happens to be the most, so Aang, he was born air nomad, but maybe it's not just because of that, but because he was naturally just free-spirited and just happy and like just energetic. That's what ended up being most common among air nomads, but that's also what makes earthbending so much more difficult. But Korra, maybe she isn't maybe her personality is closer to an earthbender, which is what lets her be more difficult in airbending teaching. If this makes any sense to anyone. Because I thought maybe it's just because the element you're born as gave you some personality traits that let you use that element, and then you find the opposite one more difficult to use. But maybe it's actually the personality you're born as, and just so happens that most people in the water tribe end up sharing basic personality things that allowed waterbending to become easy. But as we've seen, Korra could do 3 out of 4 very easily. So maybe she's more closer to an earthbender, which is why, and with the stubbornness and the impatience, that's why she can learn airbending. It was a personality thing rather than the bending she was born as. Yeah, I do like the look of this little tournament thing that they got going. They've set up a little sport within this universe. It does feel like it's getting more modern. It's no longer the ancient traditional type looking Avatar, but now a more modern day looking one where they've even made sports out of bending. And I do like the techniques that they're developing here, where earthbending is very much planted in the ground, because Toph wouldn't move, she was planted, you could not move her. And now you've got to be on your feet constantly and moving quickly. It's such a weird difference, and I like it. Everything's developing. Nothing's really staying the same. Yeah, really liking Tamsin. I think he's a really quite funny character. He comes off as very grumpy, but it's just very funny to watch. So really enjoying him and just his interactions with Korra and him trying to teach her, but then having to deal with his own children as well. I think he's going to be a very funny character just going forward, and you can see the Aang in him, but he also has this like layer of seriousness that he's trying to present over himself. So he already seems like a very complex character just from these 2 episodes, hopefully he will get more to do, and I just cannot wait to see what else he gets up to. Like, he's definitely the opposite kind of teacher for Korra, with just their difference in personalities. It's going to make, their interactions are going to be so funny, and I cannot wait just to see more of that. But yeah, then this episode also introduced us to Bolin and Mako, who they seem like main character people. They ended off with Mako looking out to the Air Nation Temple at Korra. So it seemed like main characters. You've got Firebender, Earthbender, so you're making your team avatar. Korra would be the Waterbender and Airbender. Can you add another one? Would it work, or was this it? They're like, that's it. You kind of cover the basics and you can't really add an Airbender. Yes, they seem like good characters. They feel very different. If anything, I would say that Bolin is close to Sokka but not the same. He, I would say, feels more light and comical, but not outright comical, just light. Mako is more dark and brooding. Zuko. So they definitely have their ones that they're partnered with, but they still don't feel like those characters. They feel different and new, which I'm happy with. Yes, they kind of fit in the basic molds for what you need for any group, but they still feel like their own actual characters. I think what doesn't help is that Mako is also Firebender like Zuko, while Bolin is far more like Sokka, who was non-bender when he's also Earthbender like Toph. So it's interesting that they made Mako very similar to Zuko, but still hopefully will feel like his own character, but it could just as easily fall into him feeling very similar like Zuko. Okay, to begin, I did like this episode. I think probably do prefer episode 1 because that was just exploded with so much stuff going on in it. This one felt more grounded. It felt slower and a bit more just focusing on Korra and her development while still expanding a bit on the world. And I think it felt smaller, mainly because it didn't touch on the villain, which I think is a good thing, helps set up the main character first before going and diving into all of that. So I do like that we've got a clear idea of her personality and what she has got wrong at the minute. She didn't have patience, now she's kind of learned it, which is good, but she still has stubbornness and anger, and that's led her to destroy a 2,000-year-old artifact. So that's not great. So it's already setting up things that she needs to work on. And I am happy that they are developing the airbending thing quickly. Still haven't touched on the spirit stuff. Again, really like that, and I'm hoping that does get spread out through the whole show, maybe. I feel like that's because I get that the show was made season by season. They didn't know if they were going to get a new season, but I feel like the spiritual thing could work by separating it out. I think I would like, because this one could be book air. Was this book? I haven't read the title screen, so this one might be book air, and I would like it if it just focuses on the airbending, which I think would just be quite nice. Because she has now episode 2 already started on it, and it's slow and kind of painful, which I like because we never saw Aang learn airbending, so it's really cool to actually see it be taught here. And like, I really love the scene with the actual artifact thingy where the leaf blew through it, and just getting to see, it's such a great visual of airbenders avoiding and evading thing. This whole very hostile spinning device, and you just have a plain little leaf flowing through it so peacefully and gradually. It was really nice. You had this very violent storm basically going on, but such a calm movement of the leaf just getting through it. And then they followed it up with actually showing a character going through it, which is really cool as well, actually showing them how they're weaving and just moving around it and not letting it hit them and just glide through. It's such a nice visual way to demonstrate how you first learn airbending. Tenzin I'm loving. He seems like such a fun but grumpy character. Like, when he clearly has to try and be serious, but in that moment where he was happy Korra won the game. Was it Korra that won the game? Or when the team won the game? Well, when they won, he had that outburst of joy. That is like the Aang shining through his son, which I'm really happy with, but then he has to follow it up with just being serious and like always scowling. So I really like his character just now because he doesn't feel like anyone from original Avatar. He feels new, but also you can see his relation to Aang, and that just makes me so happy. Like, his interaction with Korra and his children are just quite fun as well. He feels like a grumpy dad, and now he's training Korra, who's technically also his dad. And that's just a really fun, weird thing to think about. But he's also like, it's such, because Aang would have taught him airbending, and now he's teaching Aang's reincarnation airbending. And I just love their dynamic. They're so fun, a little bit hostile, but it's just funny, and they rub against each other, and it's friction, and it's just really nice. Yeah, so far his children are great as well. You have the one little destructive terror with the giant head, who's just very much, he's like Aang, just but more in childish, where he's just copying Korra and her destruction, and then going further and just destroying the old artifact. So that's already a good insight into that kid's personality. And then you had the other two who were comforting their dad. Much nicer. Then you had that scene where he was talking about them never having this rebellious teenage phase and then making no promises. So it's really cool just to see that sort of, that they're giving that level of detail to these children characters already. So these are all like little versions of Aang, and it's just so nice to see him be carried through his descendants. Then we also got introduced to 2 new characters. So first off, you have Mako, who seems to be like the brooding, just grumpy character, this part of the team. And he is definitely Zuko's fit. Firebender and grumpy brooding teen. Firebender and grumpy brooding person, that's basically Zuko. So hopefully, he does feel different, but I am hoping that there are more differences that start to come through. Because just having him be very similar to Zuko is dangerous, and that they can get lost between each other, or you can just see too much of Zuko in him. But I'm hoping that he does start to change a little bit and new things come out from that. And he doesn't just stay very close to Zuko. Yeah, what we've got from him, he is quite stubborn, kind of just depressing, I guess. He's not got a lot of joy in him, but it's cool seeing how capable he is with firebending and being able to do with the weird sport and actually win on his own with a hat trick. So already setting up that he's very capable as a fighter. It does make me wonder what kind of combat this show would have. Would it be like Avatar, where every fight scene is actually like a fight scene? But then this, because it's more modern, would it be more civilized? Would you have debates? Would it be a more nuanced type of combat rather than just physical? But then you bring in this guy who kind of reinforces the idea that it will be physical combat, with him being so good at bending. Now it also looked like they were trying to set up a romance between him and Korra at the end there. He's looking out to the island, she's looking back. So but we also had a moment where she was looking at him when she was fighting the tournament. Either that's something there, or she's just paying attention to the tournament and she wants to be part of that, not really caring about him as a love interest. I think they left it off in a good ambiguous way, because they've been very good at ambiguity. Jet's death, Combustion Man's death, it's all been very good. So I do like that sort of gives options there, that it could be a thing, but it could also just be her looking at the tournament and wanting to be there. But what it does say is that clear that he's interested in her. It might not be love, might just be fascination or curiosity about the Avatar, but it shows that there is something there where he's sort of curious just about her. Then you have Bolin. He's definitely the more comical side of this, but I wouldn't say he's fully comical. He is just light. He is not as comical as Sokka, who would throw a joke out there. This guy just seems like the way he's voiced, the way he moves. He's the light person there. Constant like a giant smile on his face. He is the light there. And he can use that to make funny moments, but it doesn't mean that he is technically the funny character. So he fits in the Sokka box, but he's also vastly different than Sokka. And he's also an earthbender. So he isn't not just a non-bender, but he's a bender, not water tribe, but actually earth. So I do like how different he feels, both from Sokka and Toph, who was the previous earthbender in the group. So that's cool that they have that difference already, and he does feel like completely a different character, also fitting into one of the group boxes. You also know that he is brother with Mako, and the dynamic that's being set up between them and Korra seems like a love triangle just from this. You have, I mean, it might not be that personal, because you have Bolin, who seem to have an attraction to her at the start, but it seems like he also just does that to any fangirl that likes him. So he likes attention, maybe. Maybe it isn't just, he thinks that she likes him, that could be it, when she doesn't actually. And he might not even like her, but just thinks that she likes her and likes the attention of it. And that could be as surface level as that is, because then you also have the whole thing with Mako being curious. It might not be a love thing, it might not be a lot. It might not be that at all. But it seems like there's like the dynamic there feels like there's things going on between all of them, where they're not sure what they think about Korra yet, and Korra isn't sure about what she thinks of them yet, but it's something definitely to go down. It gives a lot of options. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting more of this character now, because he is, again, the earthbender who's got Sokka's like personality, kind of. So instead of having Toph, who's kind of just mean and grumpy and stubborn, you have some guy who's very light and sort of fun. So that'd be very different, and just to see how he earthbends. Plus I also really love how they changed the techniques and also kind of advance them, where it's no longer you have to plant yourself, but you can like jump around and earthbend at the same time. That feels like they've just opened the door to a bunch more techniques that can be used for bending. Then the sport itself I think is really interesting, to actually have a sport be brought in with bending. Yes, we have seen a bit of it, because Aang invented a sport with airbending. What would he call it? It was airball or something? It was on the pillars. So could you say Aang technically started this, or at least making sports out of bending? Because it's a really cool concept, and the way they've done it shows they put a lot of detail and thought into how this would work. Like, you have different stages of the game, points, and a whole tournament set up around it. You even have rules for like the Avatar being in it. So and they like foul and different directions of what can be pushed off. It's a really cool concept, and I love how just well it's been thought out here. It makes me very because yeah, this seems like it's going to be part of it now, because she is part of it and she signed up and there's like a tournament aspect. So it makes me look forward to what will end up becoming of this sport. Like, can you put metal bending in it? What can happen if you put air bending in it? Because technically, because the fire, they make themselves. So yeah, you won't be able to put air bending in it, but it would be a big, it would throw off the other team a whole lot. So that could be quite fun to actually see how that works with them. Then just looking at the episode structure and the development of characters, I think I really like how this is going. It feels, this was episode 2, already getting some development while also more introductions. I like what this is setting up. It's not wasting any time getting Korra with airbending and having that started, but it's not doing it too quickly. It's nice. And then for the introductions, you got Mako and Bolin. So the first episode, they could have introduced them, but I felt that probably would have been too overwhelming. So save them for the second episode, have them brought in and give them plenty of time. Perfect. But also exclude the villain or the antagonist or whatever he is from episode 1. Save him for whenever he'll come back, and actually let the focus be on introductions and development. So already, I like where this is going. It does make me wonder if they'll do anything like the Great Divide in this show. I would be very much open to just knowing if there are filler episodes in Korra, because again, Avatar Season 1 probably was the weakest out of them, but only because it had a filler episode. That's basically the only reason. Like right from this, it feels like they already know what they're doing. I think the idea that they might only have 1 season and they don't know if they're going to get Season 2 helps a lot when knowing to give development. They can structure it far more rather than just shoving a filler episode in. I think I just like this one because it kept it small, kept it grounded, yet still developed, still introduced things, and still saved a lot of other stuff for later. Yeah, overall, really like this episode, really fun. Do like that it's different from episode 1, because episode 1 was just dropped you in the deep end, so this was nice getting it into a more slow and calmer approach to this new world of Avatar. And I do like that it gave us introductions to characters that feel like they fit well. We've got a good dynamic with the main person. They've left the villain out for a little bit, so it gives me time to digest this new world and just think about what this villain's going to be doing. Also gave a bunch of attention to it's not Mother Talzin, it's not Clone Wars. Tanzin and Talzin. This is Tanzin. That's where I'm getting the name confused. But yeah, do like the detail it's giving to Tanzin and his family, and just seeing, because they are the representation for airbending at the minute, because you can't exclude that. So I like how they're just giving them plenty of time, and we got to see like a whole bunch of air nomads there. So it's not just airbending there, but actually people in there who are part of the culture. So the airbenders haven't gone, and they are still there, and they are technically growing. So super happy with that. And I like those subtle details as well, which make me like this episode. We got to see a bunch of sky bison flying in the background. We got to see that they gave a beautiful building for a sports arena. And it says a lot about this city's finances. They can give money to something like that. So yeah, just from this episode, very excited just to see what they will do from here. Introductions to characters done very well, the personalities work super well, and they're saving and building up the villain just in the background where you just don't know what they're doing. So yeah, super excited just to see where this will go now. But with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments, and I will see you in the next video for episode 3. See ya!